Well, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, aka also known as Elon Musketeer, Elon Musket, and many other names. How's that guy gotten better looking as time went on? It just doesn't make any sense. He's better looking nowadays than he was 20 years ago. I'm just still trying to figure out that one. But we got some big news in regards to Elon Musk and what he has said here today about Tesla's stock price, okay? Big news. And I want to give my opinion in this video on basically what Elon Musk has said about Tesla's stock price here today, because this is a big one, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you don't mind, smash a thumbs up. Let's get into this, okay? Tesla's stock price has already risen over 400% this year, but CEO Elon Musk said in an interview that he thinks the company will be worth more in 5 years. In an interview with Kara Swisher for the New York Times podcast, he says, "Some critical mass of the market has concluded that Tesla will win, I guess," said Musk on the stock price increase. "I've gone on record and already said the stock price had been too high, and that was well before the current level, But also, if you ask me, do I think if Tesla will be worth more than this in 5 years? I think the answer is yes." This is a big statement out of Elon Musk because he's basically saying the stock price is overvalued. However, on the flip side, he also believes in 5 years from now, the stock price will be higher than it is today. Quite a dramatic thing. And let's just give Elon Musk some respect for a minute, okay? How many said it? I've been in the stock market for 12 years now, okay? Taking this stuff super serious for 12 years. I don't know of another CEO I've ever seen that comes out and publicly says their stock price is too high or it's overvalued or something like that. Like, that's next level stuff, okay? That is super, super rare. I mean, you just don't find that. If anything, CEOs are trying to get their stock prices up, not try to get their stock prices down. Just crazy, okay? In May, Musk tweeted that Tesla's stock price was, quote, too high, which sent it down 12% that day. However, since he made those remarks, which are just, 4 months ago or so, shares are up almost 200%. Unreal. In the wide-ranging interview, Musk also said Tesla at this point is not in mortal danger as it was, say, 3 years ago, he added. The thing that Tesla has been able to achieve is get to volume manufacturing and have sustainable positive free cash flow. From a car company standpoint, this is a real achievement of Tesla, said Elon Musk. Tesla should be measured by how many years we accelerate the advent of sustainable energy, said Elon Musk. Quite interesting, okay? Now, you're seeing headlines all over the place here today. Elon Musk says Tesla stock might be overvalued, but it might be worth more in 5 years. But the fact that anything gets brought up in regards to Elon Musk saying the stock price could be too high or anything like that, it makes you kind of think Tesla stock price must be down and down and down and down and down here today. And so let's log into the public account. And no, Tesla stock is up today, okay? It's up 3.67% here today, all right? Tesla stock has literally added, I think, around $14 or $15 billion worth of market capitalization here today. You'd think the stock would have been down big. With all those headlines, all that stuff about Elon Musk thinking Tesla stock price might be too high, you'd think it would be down. No, it's up, okay? Way outperforming the market here today, okay? Now, I'm somebody that's been valuing companies now seriously for 12 years. I am a Tesla investor. And so what is my opinion on what Elon Musk said about Tesla stock price and his overall opinion about Tesla stock price, okay? First off, I 100% agree with him that if you're looking at a short-term basis, Tesla stock price is too high. It is overvalued if all you're judging Tesla off of is short-term metric and where the company is today versus, the market cap and things like that. It's a big market cap. It's like $60-70 billion. Massive, okay? Trailing P of 936, forward P of 116, price to sales ratio of 14.4. Any of these numbers you look at, if you're just judging this company market cap versus where they're at today, it makes literally no sense. It's way overvalued. So I 100% agree with Elon Musk on that, okay? Keep in mind, stock prices aren't just reflecting what's going on with the company today. A lot of times they're supposed to reflect what's going on with that company 3 years out, 5 years out from now, okay? And the question is, you got to ask yourself, is what's going to happen with Tesla over the next 5 years? 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. What is going on with this company over the next 5 years, okay? Well, this company by the end of 2025, should be doing revenue of probably around $150 billion, if not more, okay? I mean, that's a substantial uptake from here. The next 5 years of growth on top line should be massive, but that might pale in comparison compared to the growth on the bottom line. This company, if you go out past 2025, this company should be doing net income of over $10 billion. Now that number could move around based upon many different factors. How much is the company trying to grow in other segments, trying to build out infrastructure for other business segments, autonomous taxi network, is that something that loses money in the short term? If that's something that's rolling in a major way 4, 5, 6 years out. So there's a lot of moving parts there, but even with those moving parts, and assuming Tesla continues to reinvest in the business big time and continues to add additional costs to the business, this company should still be doing around $10 billion plus of net income if you go out to those years, okay? And they should also be the dominant auto player in the world. Where right now, if you just look at where Tesla's at 2020, Tesla's starting to be respected as obviously the dominant EV player in like an overall fast growing company, a company that's still growing this year. I mean, every automaker is going to see their sales go down dramatically in 2020. Here, Tesla is actually growing. So we're at an inflection point where Tesla's starting to be taken more and more serious. But if you go out 5 years from now, 6 years from now, this will be seen as the dominant auto player in the world, in my personal opinion. There's just no doubt in my mind, okay? And also, hardly anybody will want to buy a new gas car after 2025. I can tell you that. I think there's going to be a massive change in consumer sentiment and the way people think about vehicles basically over the next 3-5 years. And after 2025, it's almost impossible for me to imagine somebody going onto a car dealer parking lot and buying a new gas car, okay? A new ICE vehicle. The used market will continue to thrive in terms of, gas cars, ICE vehicles for at least the next decade or two, okay? But new sales, look for those to begin to get like non-existent 5 years out from now, okay? Which is going to be a huge boom for Tesla. Never mind if you add stuff like this. California's ban on new gas cars further upends auto industry, talking about 2035. After that, it'll be like illegal to basically sell a new gas car in California. And don't be surprised if some rules like that get kind of put out there more and more over time in other states. And you look at something like that, that's just kind of fuel to the fire. But I don't even think that stuff matters at the end of the day. I just think there's going to be more and more people wanting Teslas, just flat out. More and more. I mean, people love Tesla. People want Tesla's product. It's a great product. It's very similar to what happened with smartphones versus flip phones and feature phones, right? The smartphone experience was just so much better than the feature phones, the flip phones, things like that. That smartphones ended up winning out over time and became a bigger and bigger thing. And when you look at something like Tesla's, right? And I'm talking what Tesla has today in the market. I'm not even talking about what they're going to have in the market 5 years from now. Today in the market, they're talking about cars that the driving experience is second to none. You hit that accelerator and that baby just goes, okay? The car can drive itself around. I mean, it's unbelievable what the vehicles can do today, how great the experience is today. Never mind where this company is going to be at 5 years from now. It's just going to completely make everything else look irrelevant over time. It's very similar to how smartphones made flip phones, feature phones, just like irrelevant over time. Like ICE vehicles, I think we're going to look back at 5, 10, 15 years from now and be like, wow, we used to actually drive those things around. I mean, after you drive a Tesla and you have to go drive an ICE vehicle, it's almost comical. Let's just put it that way. It's like you can't even compare these things, okay? And here's the thing. Even after 2025, even if we go out past 5 years from now, Tesla will still be a growth beast. Like, it's not like this company's just going to grow like crazy for the next 5 years and then they stop growing. No, Tesla has literally at least a decade plus of growth in front of this company just based upon the product pipeline that they have now, okay? Just based upon the product pipeline they have now, okay? If we want to go out and we want to start thinking about 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, okay? They will be the biggest auto player in the world. There's 0% doubt in my mind that Tesla will be the biggest auto player and they'll be the most dominant auto player, in my opinion, that we will have seen in basically modern history. Let's just put it that way when we start going out to those years, okay? And you know, unless somebody somehow comes out and just starts builds a company that grows way faster than Tesla, which is completely unrealistic because Tesla's reached scale, and the only ones that ever had a chance to even try to compete in that space were the big auto players. But those guys are all 3, 5, 7 years behind if they'll ever get to the place Tesla is today. Never mind if Tesla keeps running, they're just going to keep accelerating that race, okay? They just keep accelerating faster and faster, okay? Autonomous taxi network. How big is autonomous taxi network going to be, okay? I mean, literally, just think about that for a moment. How big is that market going to be? I think Tesla might win that market. And the more and more I've thought about it over time, the more and more I'm convinced that Tesla will win autonomous taxi network. And that's a game changer in the transportation industry forever, okay? Think about the energy business reaching mass scale. This is a business that right now investors aren't even, most investors aren't really looking at this as that big of a thing or that important. And, you know, this could be the AWS for Tesla, the energy business, okay? And we've heard, you know, certain individuals, Elon Musk and some others, okay, talk about the energy business and how it could be potentially as big as the auto business long term. Just think about that for a moment. That's something most investors aren't even thinking about. You know, none of my bullish case for the most part when I got in this stock about a year or two ago was really around the energy business. It was all around autonomous taxi networks and what the car company was doing in general in terms of their vehicle being better and how I thought they would be the biggest auto player in the future and things like that. Imagine if that energy business continues to scale over the next, 5, 10 years. App Store services. Think about it. Once there's tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Teslas on the road, right? There's going to be a ton of App Store developers that want in that app ecosystem and subscription models and things like that. No different than obviously it's huge in the smartphone space. So App Store services, things like that, going to be huge profit centers for Tesla long term. Never mind future products and services coming from Tesla over the next 5 to 10 years, okay? I mean, you just think about the product pipeline right now for Tesla. It's about the most exciting you'll find of any public company or any company in the world, period. Never mind what they'll likely come out with 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and how many game-changing products they'll come out with over that period of time, okay? And so when you look at Tesla, if the company, let's just imagine for a moment, Tesla's valuation doesn't move for the next 5 years, okay? It stays exactly where it is, which let's just say is a little under $400 billion market cap or right around there, and we're 5 years into the future, okay? I think if this company is valued at $400 billion or somewhere around here 5 years from now, I think we'll look at this company as undervalued and as an undervalued stock, which is just wild to think about for a moment because everybody's talking about is Tesla overvalued right now. And I think if the stock price stays around where it is and it's still here in 5 years from now, people would be looking at Tesla and be like, that's a deal. Oh, you're only $400 billion for Tesla? That's a deal, okay? Crazy, and that's exactly where I think we could go. And when I started getting involved with this stock a year, 2 years ago, right? I looked at this company and I said it was really, really significantly undervalued. I mean, a lot of short sellers talking about it was overvalued, and I'm like, what? This is one of the more undervalued companies I have found, and obviously it's done tremendously well, and so yeah, I'm 100% in agreement. Tesla stock price likely going to be higher in 5 years than it is today. And in terms of the stock price in the short term, the valuation is too high on the short term, but long term, man, that's what everybody's in the stock for, the long term vision and mission. And thank you for Elon Musk just being quite frank about the stock price. I really appreciate that. And that's one of the, I always look for like trust in a management team, and I can definitely trust a management team that's not trying to pump their own stock price. They're just calling it the way they see it, and I absolutely love that, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you don't mind smashing the thumbs up, it helps out the YouTube channel massively. Also, if you want to try to apply to get in my private stock group, you can do so down there. First link in the description. You can go ahead and apply down there. And if you ever get in that stock group and you're a Tesla shareholder, Tesla fan, make sure you join us in the Tesla chat. We just talk about Tesla stock all day in there, what's going on with the company, visions for the future, and things like that. It's pretty fun if you own Tesla stock, that is. Thank you for watching and have a great day.